So, Wildes, where do you want to see Baker next season?
I'm not 100% sure, Jenna. I could see Baker's.
Okay.
The best spot for Baker is TBD. I think Baker would be better off holding his cards and seeing how the season plays out. And then when a quarterback goes down, here comes Baker to the rescue. I just think the market's going to be more lukewarm in NFL circles than in media circles. I thought it was weird that the Texans didn't want Baker back in the Deshaun trade. They're like, nah, we're good with Davis Mills. Do I think Seattle is hungry for Baker? No. I think they're going to roll with Drew Lock. Oh, how about the Colts? The Colts need a quarterback, I guess. But they want to have another reclamation project? Like, don't worry. I know this guy was a high draft pick and had a falling out with management and his teammates, but I'll be able to fix him. You just did that with Carson Wentz. So, Nick, I don't know where Baker's going to be. Part of me wants to see Baker just hang out for a little while, and then when a good situation arises, him jump on it. Because I don't think the Seahawks are really dying for him. I don't think the Colts are really dying for them, especially when Marcus Mariota's out there, all he does is win is out there, and Jameis Winston is out there. So I think Baker's better off just sort of playing it close to the vest and waiting for
Did you just
a
compare
nice
him
opportunity
to Marcus
to open up.
Mariota? Did you just compare Baker Mayfield to Marcus Mariota?
Look, I'm just saying he's out there. I'm saying Marcus Mariota is out there, and he's got a little Mitchell Trubisky, like, that guy's been waiting. That guy's been, like, hanging out for a while. Perhaps he learned more. Man, he's ready to go.
Okay, so Wildes thinks there might not be a team that wants to make Baker their week one starter. Brew, I think he'd be an upgrade for 1/3 of the league. I've got these teams in order. By the way, before we show it, I reckon number 9, it just traded for Carson Wentz, and number 10 is going to be controversial. I do not expect 9 or 10 to be in the Baker Mayfield business. But in my mind, these 10 teams, Baker's a clear upgrade, and I'm not even including Houston, because I have so much respect for Davis Mills' neck, I think he actually could be really good one day. These 10 teams all should be calling about Baker Mayfield. Once upon a time, there was rumors the Patriots want to draft Baker in the first round. The Patriots are looking around the AFC, and you know what they know? They know that their best case scenario with Mac Jones is that one day he's the 9th best quarterback in this loaded quarterback conference. They should be looking for an upgrade. They won't be. The Washington just made the mistake of trading for Wentz. But the other 8 teams, is Baker not better than Daniel Jones, Mitch Trubisky? Is it Sam Ehlinger in Indy right now? Is it Geno Smith in Seattle? Jared Goff, Taysom Hill, Sam Darnold, and Tua. All of those teams should be calling about Baker Mayfield, Brew. All of them. So the idea that he's going to have to sit on the sidelines like Cam Newton is, to me, crazy talk by our dear friend Kevin Wildes. And I actually think, Brew, Wildes would get excited if the Patriots shocked the world and traded for Baker. I think he would sneakily be very happy about that. But I don't expect him to do so.
Out of courtesy, I feel like I should at least offer Wildes. I'm going to offer you the opportunity to combat what Nick just said about your Patriots.
No, I would fall in line. It's just Belichick trust. I would
you would take Baker over Matt?
I don't care if we traded for Patrick Mahomes. I would fall in line. I said, Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't make unwise passes when the pressure's on. I'd fall in line. I'd welcome Patrick Mahomes or Baker on the Patriots if that's what it came to it. I fall in line, man. Do your job.
Nick,
my job's to support Belichick and the Patriots.
The teams you mentioned, Nick, I wouldn't take him this year over Tua. If I'm New Orleans, are they bringing back Jameis? You know I like Jameis. He was a dark horse MVP last year to a lot of people. But other teams, I do like him better than Trubisky.
So many people.
He just was. I mean, it was. Well, they were like they were what? What was they were 5-1, something like that. But anyway, I would take him over Trubisky. But they've already sold out to Trubisky apparently. So I'm with you there. No. Obviously, Seattle. I mean, are they getting rid of Goff in Detroit? I hear you. New York, I don't like, Nick, just because it's New York. And Baker had trouble with the media in
thrive.
Cleveland. No, New York would eat him alive. He would thrive if it went well. If it didn't go well and he didn't play well, oh my gosh, it would be ugly. I've been a part of the New York media. I know it would be bad for him. I would go with Indianapolis. I don't hate New Orleans if they don't bring back Jameis, but I would go with Indianapolis. Look, you got the quarterback whisperer there. Frank Wright, Andrew Luck, and Jacoby Brissett had their best seasons ever as far as passer rating with Wright. He worked magic even with an old Phillip Rivers a couple years ago. And let's face it, he did even improve Carson Wentz. Wasn't great, but he improved Carson Wentz. I think I would give it a try. Indy is built to win now. I know they're not talking about going to battle with Sam Ehlinger. So they're built to win now. The defense, obviously, the offensive line, the running game. They don't have great receivers, okay. But I think that would be the best spot for Baker. New Orleans is interesting because it's in the NFC, Nick. And you mentioned Mac Jones being 9th best. Where's Baker going to be at his best in the AFC? It's ridiculous now, the number of quarterbacks out there. But still, if I'm Indy, I take a 1-year flyer. I get it. It's been 1-year flyers for 4 straight years. But if he doesn't work out, there's no long-term commitment. If he does, you can still franchise him if you like and get another season to check him out.
That's fine. You know what? I think that totally works. A 1-year flyer, let's give it a shot. We've kind of been doing this for the past few years. Let's, hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor. Let's see what happens. Nick, I want to get your take on this Daniel Jeremiah tweet that I didn't tell the producers to pull wisely. Sorry about that. Basically, Daryl Jeremiah had a tweet this weekend that said the league watched Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes and sat back and said, oh, no, are we good enough to compete with those guys? And a lot of people came up and thought no. So you had to make a lot of moves. So the question is this. Do you feel like quarterbacks now, because I'm starting to head this way, that we're getting to you can win us the Super Bowl or you can't? And unfortunately, Baker is in this camp. Certainly the Browns thought so. And it doesn't, and since the Browns have put Baker in that camp, a lot of the league is he probably is an upgrade over Drew Lock. But either way, we're not winning the Super Bowl, so let's stick with what we got and save some money.
So listen, I saw that tweet as well, and I think that's mostly correct. But that's one of the reasons why I think Baker is attractive, is because unlike the quarterbacks for those other teams, he at least has a pedigree. He won a Heisman Trophy, was a phenomenal collegiate player, was the #1 pick of a draft. You can sell yourself on the upside. And we don't have time to get into it right now, but I know people are going to respond and say, oh, Nick, you have the Steelers that high. The Browns would never trade within the division. If the Browns think Baker Mayfield is a child, if they think he's not an adult in the room, they should want him to go to a divisional rival. They should, just like the Patriots thought, you know what, Bledsoe's cooked. We know it. No one else does. Go to Buffalo. We don't care. If you are that out on Baker Mayfield, then not only should you not want to send him away, you should want him as close as possible. You can think he's like a double agent, destroying the Steelers from the inside. So, I think for all the reasons that Brew is making the argument for the Colts, I think the same argument exists for the Steelers. Excellent defense, very good coach, ready to win right now. I think the Steelers should be in it because Mitch Trubisky cannot be the answer here. Come on, it just can't be.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.